Hi, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Monday edition of Morning. He's in the other. Scone, presented by Brock, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. Hope y'all are having a great start to your week so far. It is Championship Monday for college basketball. The game that we all predicted and that everybody wants to see. Virginia and Texas Tech. CBS has got to be ticked. Oh.
Robert.
It is Robert.
Willie Giant.
Willie Giant. Sam Dixon, Blake Dayries, Derek Thomas. Good morning, everybody. Hey, Cheryl. Good morning. Bo, Robert, Stephen Bro, Tyler Hales. What's up, Trivia Carter? Good morning, Travis McGraw. What's good, everybody? Hope y'all had an awesome weekend. It was super weird having Sunday with nothing to do. No LSU baseball game. No football, no basketball, no nothing. It was really quite odd to have a day with no work obligations. So, had a good day, good Sunday. Celebrated Mama Scone's 62nd birthday over here at the house. When Drew went down for a nap, me and brother-in-law went and actually went over to Don Juan Cigar Company. Relaxed, had a cocktail and smoked a cigar. It was a nice, relaxing Sunday. So hopefully y'all had a great day as well, a great weekend. Championship Monday today in basketball. We'll do plenty of recap from the weekend. So whatever y'all want to talk about, fire away here. We got, of course, LSU takes 2 out of 3. Although we talked about that yesterday. LSU takes 2 out of 3 over the weekend from Texas A&M, spring game, all that good stuff. So y'all let me know which direction y'all want to go here as we say some hellos. Hey, Dawn, good morning. James Tyrone, Josh Long. I heard Kraber Robertson's mom won a big game. Yeah. So they won Baylor won the national championship last night. I'm not sure if you saw. If you didn't, that's cool. But Chloe Jackson had the game-winning shot with 0.6 seconds left. That's relevant because if you don't know, which many of you probably don't, Chloe Jackson was an LSU player. Was their best player. And as a graduate transfer this year, went to Baylor and not only won a national championship, had the game-winning bucket, but also was the tournament's most outstanding player. So, great for Chloe Jackson. Fired up for her. Super disappointed for LSU that nobody cares about the women's basketball program. Very disappointing. Blake McGraw, Colby Hester, Zachary Courtney, what's up? Brandon Kluka, good morning. Sam Dixon, Brian Wynn, David Childers, Shelby Kelly, what's up? Tyler, the gymnast from Auburn, ouch. Yeah, she announced on her social media yesterday, I think her name is Sam Cicero, if I'm not mistaken, announced on her social media yesterday that she's given up the sport. I can't say that I blame her. If y'all missed it on Friday, she broke both of her legs and dislocated her knees. I mean, wow, that's horrifying, but man, say a prayer for her for a speedy recovery, man. Wow. Brian Myers, Brandon Reshoe, good morning. If y'all would hit the share button, that's a huge help, of course. Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. I bet. Because Dr. Bankston is the LSU doc. I bet Dr. Bankston was there on Friday with the gymnast. I bet. The girl from Auburn. Oh, man, I bet. Let's see, Tyler. Don Juan, isn't that the one in Town Center? It is. Yep, that sure is. Ben Clark, what's up? Trivia, let's talk WWE, WrestleMania. It was a great show last night. Trivia, I have not watched WrestleMania since Willie Giant. Okay. I think WrestleMania 7. Let's see, WrestleMania 6 was Hulk and Ultimate Warrior. WrestleMania 7, if I'm not mistaken, that was during Desert Storm, and Hulk went against Sergeant Slaughter. And Hulk won, but then when he went back into the dressing room after, Sergeant Slaughter hit him in the face with like a fire extinguisher. Messed up the Hulkmania's eyes. Anyway, I think that's the last time I watched WrestleMania. You're talking about a good 28 years since I've seen WrestleMania. But cool. Cheers. Carly Cat, what's up? Stephen Bro, thank you for sharing. Sharing is caring. A couple people compared Henry's approach and attitude on the mound to Alex Lang. Your thoughts? He actually looks like Alex Lang. Here. I know Maneri has compared his demeanor to Aaron Nola. From the sense that you never tell if he was up 5 or down 5. I think Henry's a little more emotional than Nola. He also throws harder as a freshman than Nola did. Nola was 88, 89 as a freshman. Henry's already hitting 92, 93, can run up there 94, 95. I think I said this yesterday, but Cole Henry as a freshman is further along than Aaron Nola was as a freshman. And I think it's just Moo car. Moo car. What does your shirt say? Your shirt says Chicks Dig Scars. You got plenty of them, don't you? Mommy got you that shirt?
Willie Giant.
Willie the Giant. Yep. Okay.
Willie Giant.
Willie Giant. Oh, it's Willie the Giant's over. Okay, well, let's go see if we can find it. Oh, gosh. Well. Let's see if we can find Willie the Giant, y'all. Oh, no. Let's see. Hansel? Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay. I found Willie the Giant. What? It's a big job? Huh?
Hey everybody, it's me, Mickey Mouse.
Is it? What are you watching?
Willie Giant.
Willie the Giant.
Drew, come.
Drew, we're gonna go do Dad's show. Thank God we found Willie the Giant. I think Erica found it on Amazon or something where you could buy the episode. So I hope y'all have a good Monday. I already got my Monday off to a good start. Just did SEC this morning with Peter Burns and Cole Kubelik. They asked me about LSU's spring game. Asked me about Will Wade. Peter always asked me about Morning Scone. So y'all would be happy to know that Morning Scone gets big shout-outs on SiriusXM SEC this morning every time I go on with Peter Burns, because he introduces me not as Matt Moscona from 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. He introduces me as, of Morning Scone fame, Matt Moscona. Anyway, Shelby, how about them receivers? Dropped a lot of balls, man, but I do like the way the offense looks, man. I do. My reservation is going to continue to be, okay, what on the first series of the game, of the spring game, first play they throw a little flare to Clyde, second play Stephon Sullivan drops a ball. Now it's 3rd and long, and they hit DeAnderson over the middle. He gets the first down. Cool. And then Clyde fumbled. But what happens if in that tempo you have a drop and a fumble in the first series of the game, and now you've given the other team the ball in plus territory, and you haven't even run 60 seconds off the clock? Does Ogeron look up and go, screw that, run it? Like, it's essentially what he did with Matt Canada. As soon as they face some adversity. So, I like what I saw on Saturday. I do. And I'm hopeful that they keep fine-tuning it. But until I see it in games and consistently, I'm going to say, all right, well, let me just wait and see. Because there tends to be somewhat of a power struggle on who really has the say. But if they have that and can fine-tune it and expand upon it, which clearly they weren't going to show you everything they can do, cool. But if that's the basic stuff, and you gave up 10 sacks, and you had some drops, you threw a pick, you had a fumble, 2 fumbles, but a spring game. I'm not going to overreact to anything I see in in April. Dale Broussard, Randy Bouquet. Is it Bouquet or Bouquet? Shelley Melanson, Cassidy Russo, Ronnie Dugas. Good morning, everybody. Jody Moscona, Mary Moscona. That's my dad, my Aunt Mary. Blaine Allen. Good morning, everybody. Let's see. Swanson continues his run to the NL MVP, 2 for 4 with a bomb and a walk-off single. Terrio's really lucky or good at what he does. Shelby, there's still about 150 of these things to go. He's off to a really good start, though. But yes, he is off to a good start. Scott Borch, good morning. From Atlanta, there you go, speaking of Braves. Bo Roberts, Will Wade update. So what I gathered this weekend is that they're trying to, Will's attorney and LSU are trying to come together for a meeting this week. They're trying to plan a meeting this week. I think it would be ambitious to think it happens early this week. More likely at the end of this week. But if they get that done, then they could move toward possible reinstatement if that meeting happens. So, progress. But like I told you all along, if LSU wanted Will Wade gone, they'd have fired him already. I mean, they punted on a postseason run and are currently punting on this signing class, which, by the way, the signing period starts next Wednesday, the 17th. They want Will Wade back. Otherwise, they would have already moved on with their program. Let's see, Neil Ripley. What a great weekend. No Cabrera, 1 hit from Antoine. Still found a way to win 2. So they're pretty good. Is that what you're saying? Pretty good team, LSU? Some good moxie, some good players, some good pitching, some good hitters through there? They're pretty good, right? I can't wait. I'm telling y'all this because we're so close. Us. I mean, we're here every morning together, right? One of the things I'm very much looking forward to is after the Texas series, I went all in and said, they're still going to Omaha. I did it on my segment on WBRZ. I did it on AFR. I did it here. I did it on my podcast. Did it everywhere. Did it on Matt's Moment on 98.1. So I have so much recorded context of me after the Texas series saying they're still going to Omaha. I'm very much looking forward to playing that in June. Very much. Joe and Brian Hando. Nobody happier than the Texas Tech fan that bought the $1,500 ticket for them to win it all. He didn't take $50,000 offer to sell his ticket. I've been following the story since you mentioned it on AFR. Yeah. So if y'all missed it, before the season, a guy placed a futures bet on Texas Tech to win the national title at 200-1. So he made a $1,500 bet that would pay out $300,000 if Texas Tech wins the national championship. So he went on a prop swap, which is a betting marketplace. So like you have this ticket, he could basically hedge his bet. He could take money and sell this ticket to someone else, and they would take on the risk. But obviously, he wouldn't get the payout if the ticket hit. So basically, it'd be like somebody saying, "I'll pay you $50,000 for the odds to win $300,000 potentially." Anyway, but I didn't know that he had a $50,000 offer. So anyway, I guess he held on to it. Good for him, man. I think Texas Tech is going to win tonight. I do. Virginia should have been eliminated in their last 2 games. Weren't. It's similar to Duke. Like Duke should have lost to Central Florida. Duke was on the ropes a couple of times when they should have lost and managed to stay alive, and ultimately it bit them. Like those breaks don't go your way every time. So I think Texas Tech is going to win this ballgame today. Anyway, I can't help myself in mentioning that my next strongman competition is in Lafayette Saturday morning. Good for you, Tyler. That's great, man. Strongman. Like Magnus Fermaguson from ESPN back in the early 90s, the world's strongest man, when they would like flip over tree logs and stuff and like pull a school bus. Do you remember that? Like Saturday mornings or weekday mornings. It's like off of school, like summer break, and we wake up, you watch SportsCenter 4 times, like the same episode 4 times, and the strongman competition comes on, and it's like Magnus for Magnuson, he's pulling a school bus. Those guys were so, like, yoked out of their mind. Anyway, Brian Wynn. I think a lot of folks realize we need a new women's basketball coach. But with everything going on with Will Wade, I think Aliva doesn't want to take that problem on until the issue with Wade are resolved. No one will want to be looking for both men's and women's coaches at the same time, although now is the time to go after Kim Mulkey. I don't think the two run hand in hand whatsoever. And LSU extended Nikki Fargas's contract back in December before all the Will Wade stuff came about. So that's the problem, really, is you just gave this woman a contract extension. But that's why I always tell you, look at the buyout. Buyout is the most important thing. I don't care if she has years on her deal, as long as you can get out of the contract easily. But I would absolutely go to Kim. But here's the thing, Kim Mulkey, I think he's making $2 million at Baylor a year. Are you willing to pay your women's basketball coach $3 million a year? Are you willing to make that kind of investment? If you are, come on, go get her. But if you're Kim Mulkey, also, why would you leave Baylor? You've won 3 national titles there. You make $2 million a year. Why would you leave? Anyway, AJ Holland, thank you for sharing. Sharing is caring. Ella Dale Dixon Revere, good morning. Sunshine in the morning with Drew. Thank you, Ella. That's so sweet. I appreciate it. Rocco, what's up, man? WWE isn't fake. It's real, man. Next you're going to say bowling isn't a real sport. By the way, I had a dream about Kim Mulkey. Love the pantsuit. She's so fire, man. By the way, Kim Mulkey on AFR this week. Terrio lined her up. She'll be on with us on Friday. Craig Schilling, what's up, dude? Let's see. Aunt Mary, prayers for Samantha Seria, the Auburn gymnast. I know, golly, that's, I can't even imagine, like, the pain, just looking down and seeing her legs, both legs broken and knees dislocated. Anyway, I can't think about that. Joey Gibson, what's up, Joey? Hope all's well, man. Good morning. Johnny Clark, good morning. Let's see. AJ Holland, brother-in-law's got 2 scars on his knees, saying it's more real than people believe. the chicks dig scars thing. Preston Guy, Sean Painter, Ben Giat, Paul Dykes. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning. Hey, Dawn, good morning. Irfan, good morning. Kurt Taylor, what's up? Carlton Cisco. Kirk, good morning. You should pick out the most absurd Nega-Tiger comments and just roast them. Had enough of these clowns, LOL. Look, y'all know how I feel about it, with baseball in particular. I don't think you have... Robert!
Okay.
Is Robert done, or is he still on there?
Yeah.
Oh, he's still up there, okay. I think you have people that love LSU baseball because the program wins. I don't think you have people that love baseball, if that makes sense. So here's the example that I'll always give. I've given this before. If Florida and Vanderbilt were playing in football on a Thursday night on the SEC network, would you watch? And overwhelmingly, people who are listening to this or listen to AFR, right? If you're a sports fan in South Louisiana or in Louisiana, you love the SEC, whatever, college football, you'd watch that game. Like, you'd watch Florida and Vanderbilt on a Thursday night. If Florida and Vanderbilt were playing in baseball on a Thursday night, would you watch? And the answer overwhelmingly would be no. And it's because people don't love baseball. They don't love college baseball. They enjoy watching LSU baseball because LSU baseball's had this great program and it's part of the culture here and they win. But it's not necessarily people love the game or love the sport. They love the team because it's won for a lot of years. Same thing like with when LSU women's basketball was winning. It's not that people love LSU women's basketball and are passionate about it. They went to 5 straight Final Fours, so it was fun to watch your team win. And so I think that's look, and I don't care. I mean, I don't care if you're a fair weather fan. Like, you should want to cheer when your team does well. That's cool. Like, everybody wants to be. I'm not the guy that's gonna be like, oh, you have to be there through good times and bad. Well, I'm not. Spend your money and your time however you want. Seriously, y'all know how I feel about that. But I think what happens is when baseball comes around, and people sometimes have a football mentality, and you see them lose a series or lose a game, or the hitting gets locked up by a great pitcher, you lose perspective. Like the kid on Saturday for A&M, Asa Lacy. He is going to be a top 10 pick next year. He was throwing 95 miles an hour from the left side. Like, nobody does that in college. And you have to keep in mind, most college hitters are never going to be pro hitters. Like, that's something we lose sight of sometimes. So when you have a guy that is a pro pitcher throwing against college hitters, even at a place like LSU, the majority of them are never going to play Major League Baseball. Asa Lacy is going to pitch in the major leagues. Most of LSU's hitters will never make it there. And the reason is because they can't hit a guy like Asa Lacy, right? I mean, that's the reason. So I'm not super discouraged that they couldn't hit that guy. Nobody hits that guy. So, and they still almost found a way to win that game. Anyway, point is, they're 8-4 in the conference right now. The schedule lightened. The next month is, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they swept any of the next 4 series. They should come through the next month in a spot where you go into the final 2 weeks against, you're at Arkansas, which is a tough series, although LSU's fared very well against Arkansas throughout the years. And then you're home against Auburn to wrap up. I mean, those final 6 games will be probably for the SEC championship. So, it's really pretty cool, man. They're in a great spot right now. And, you're going to get Marceau back. You feel like at some point you'll get Hill back. Cabrera will come back. Dugas will come back. So you're going to be fortified still, both in the field, on the mound, at the plate. Like, there's, you have reinforcements coming. And you're already doing great. You made it through the toughest part of your schedule and you're 8-4. You're exactly where you want to be. Let's see. Ella, it seemed to me the team woke up during the Texas series. I kind of had a thank goodness moment. That's one of the things that I've always said about playing a series like that. I'd rather go get your lip bloodied and be exposed a bit and realize what you have to improve on. I'd always rather that than sweeping Bryant at home. I'd rather go get swept on the road and get exposed, because what it did for LSU. What was the biggest problem in the Texas series? You can say it out loud. The biggest problem in the Texas series was walks. Pitching staff walked everybody in that series. Walked 27 guys in that series. Have walks been a problem since? They've been awesome. Alan Dunn was able to use that to say, look, when you nibble, when you don't challenge hitters, this is what happens. Throw the ball over the plate, let your defense play behind you. They have. Tyler, I do all that stuff. I deadlifted a Chevy Impala in my last contest. How do you deadlift an Impala? Like, do you get on a platform above it and they have, like, chains and you have to, like, deadlift like that? That's crazy. Or do you just, like, get under the bumper and, like, lift it over your head? Let's see. Sam, according to a report, Auburn Smith Serio is graduating with a degree in aerospace engineering, getting married. Should be moving to Seattle to begin a career with Boeing. That's awesome. That's really great to see. Hey, Sam, send me that link, please. I want to mention it on the show today. Please email me that link, matt@1045espn.com. Thank you. Everett email, good morning. Mark Allen, nice to see Brown prove Ryan Clark right. Oh, Antonio Brown. Yeah. Carlton Cisco, please rate or leave a job performance, Matt. I want him gone, but was hoping you could show me the other side of the coin if I'm missing something. No, so, okay. Here's what I would say about any athletic director. Number one, it's a thankless job. You never get credit when things go right, and you always get blamed when things go wrong. If teams don't do well, you hired the coach, whatever. You wouldn't fire the coach. When things go right, the coach gets all the credit, coach and the players. ADs, they get none of the credit and all the blame. That's just standard, okay? So it's a thankless job to begin with. The thing I'll say about Oliva, the things that he's done well as athletic director, as an administrator, are things that are not what would gain you public favor. APR is at an all-time high because they focused academics. He's continued building facilities, which was his primary objective when he got here was beautify Tiger Stadium and then build facilities for all sports. He wanted LSU to be nationally competitive in all sports, not just the moneymakers. So they have the gymnastics facility now. They built an indoor tennis facility. They're renovating football ops. And they built the basketball practice facility, and they just added the players' lounge and all that stuff, the batting cages, whatever, to out by the hitter's house to the box. They built the new beach volleyball facility. So they've done a ton in that regard. But again, the fact that you built a sand volleyball facility and an indoor tennis facility, like, that's not going to gain you public favor, right? And until Will Wade, they had largely avoided scandal. The things, though, that people remember with the athletic directors largely are your hires. And he hired Trent Johnson. He hired Johnny Jones. He had to hire a softball coach. He went and got Pat Murphy, and that blew up on him. He introduced him, and then he left. Now he hired Beth Torino, which I think is the best hire he's made. He completely botched the Miles thing in 2015, ultimately fired him in September of 16, completely botched the Tom Herman thing, and then hired Ed Ogeron, which was panned and looked awful in 2017. Ed looks like he's gaining some traction. We'll see how that ends up. I don't know that Joe outlasts Ed. I would bet everything I own that Joe Oliva does not outlast Ed Ogeron. I think the heat in the kitchen is cranked up so much, and Joe's contract expires next July, and they've already not extended him, which tells you what you need to know. Like, his days are numbered. It's just a matter of when and how the separation comes. But I think it's an inevitability right now with Joe Oliva and LSU that they separate. But I think Joe's done a lot of good. Fiscally, LSU fundraising has suffered. There's no question about that. And I think that's on Joe. Not exclusively, but a big part of it is on him as a decision maker. Fundraising has suffered, but still LSU manages to operate in a fiscally conservative manner. They operate in the black. So there's a lot of things that as an administrator, he's done well, but as a leader of the athletic department and a face publicly, there's been so many public missteps, and the things that I think people will judge Joe on and his legacy on are negative. So, and part of me feels for him because I don't think he's a bad guy. I just think he doesn't have great PR skills. He's not a good public speaker. Like, those aren't his strengths. And the things that are his strengths, he's done well. But when he's had the color outside of those lines, he's had a lot of very public missteps. And he's been a very poor hirer of coaches, quite honestly. And that I think is his legacy. But for better or worse, it's what it's going to be. Josh Long, thank you for the share, Josh, and thank you for the comment about the receivers. Did you know Kramer Robertson's mom is Kim Mulkey? I did. And did you know Kramer Robertson was on FaceTime with Kim on the game last night? So they win, and then someone handed her the phone, and it's Kramer FaceTime, and they got on ESPN. It was funny. Hey, Dusty Revere, good morning. Yep, your mom's in here already. Josh Melanson, good morning. All right, I got my 9 o'clock meeting, so let me speed through a few more. Sean David Painter, how's LSU starting rotation when the 2 freshmen come back? I don't think you change anything right now. I think one of those guys becomes your midweek guy. I think more likely Marceau becomes your midweek guy. And Hill becomes a really valuable piece out of the bullpen. And if you need another starter, he becomes that guy. Unless if Hill becomes strong enough with enough endurance where he can become a starter again, which you may need come postseason time, when you get in the SEC tournament or regionals or Omaha. AJ Holland, love baseball. Hitting isn't there yet, but I'm encouraged by the improvements. The thing I see with our hitters is the launch angle. Those that are struggling are on the upswing, not the downswing. Backspin is better. Little guys hitting the ball in the air is a problem for sure. Hey, and Nancy, good morning. I was good for 12 reps in 60 seconds. Oh, deadlifting the car. Kirk Drew fussing in the background. No, he's good. Mimi's here. He goes to her house today on Mondays. You got it, Carlton. Let's see. Hats off to Malky, Joe Cunningham. Hey, Drew. Come say hi to everybody. You've been absent today watching Willie Giant. Hey, we're almost done with Dad's show. Willie Giant. Hey, we're about to say bye to Dad's show. Do you want to tell him bye? No. Okay, let's say... All right, we're at the end of the comments. Look, before we say bye, shout out to Brock. It's Morning Scone presented by... Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. Now listen. Well, listen, can I ask you a question? Why are you so fussy-faced right now? Hey, listen. Hey, no. Hey, listen. Listen. Shh. Okay, shh. Listen. We're going to use our words. Hey, listen, I have to tell you something. Hey, listen. Listen, I'll tell you what's going to happen, okay? I'll tell you what's going to happen. Daddy, we're going to say goodbye to Dad's show. And then Daddy, oh, you give me a kiss? Thank you. And then after we say goodbye to Dad's show, you are going to put on your shoes and you're going to go to Mimi's house. And then after you go to Mimi's house, then later Mimi is going to take you to the mall. Okay?
Macy's.
And you go to Macy's and do what?
Elevator.
You'll ride the elevator. Now, when you ride the elevator, and you're going to be what when you ride the elevator?
A patient.
You're going to be patient. Very good. Okay. All right, let's say bye to Dad's show. Hey, let's say bye to Dad's show. Drew? Let's say bye to Dad's show. Is that how you feel about saying goodbye? Can we be sweet and say goodbye? Can we say bye? Oh, you don't want to say goodbye to Dad's show? Okay. Oh. He doesn't want to say goodbye to Dad's show. Okay. Well, shout out to Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. Shout out to Dad's show. Can you say bye, Dad's show?
My Dad's show.
And blow him a kiss? Oh, that was sweet. Okay. On that note, we'll see y'all later. Have a good day.